back to my channel. I have another review from last night's episode of This Is Us. So if you did not watch last night, then you might have missed that Kate finally confessed to Toby that they're having a baby. The news of a new baby, everybody's so excited. Toby took this news very well. He was just ecstatic. But for Kate, she's a little bit more nervous. I mean, she is older now. She's still overweight. It's kind of too early right now in the pregnancy. So they don't want to tell everybody because things can happen from here on to when the baby's born. And she tells him, you know what, like, please keep all of your like excitement about being a dad to yourself until after the baby is out. A little bit hard because, you know, you want to tell the whole world this amazing news, but at the same time it is such a sensitive time and matter and a subject that you kind of just want to secure before you go around and telling everybody. So that Kevin is going through withdrawals. He ran out of his Vicodin and he is trying to call every single doctor that he can to get his prescription filled. It's gotten so bad where throughout the episode you can just see that he is just sweaty. He doesn't look good. It looks like he might have been like out in the sun or something like that, running a lot, oily, kind of like what mine looks like on a hot day. He is at this like awards night and it's very important to Sophie, and Sophie's over here introducing him, and because he's on the phone trying to get his prescription filled, he misses it. They get into a huge fight, and every time she asks him like, who are you on the phone with, always has an excuse or a lie to go along with this because he doesn't want to tell her the truth that, you know what, babe, I'm addicted to Vicodin and I need to get it filled ASAP. We see that this is something that he doesn't want to say, and everybody knows that usually denial or trying to avoid something is usually the first step into a major, bigger problem. So fingers crossed it's not going to be an addiction to anything. We're gonna hope. Kevin is just too good looking to be a pill popper. Randall can't seem to connect with Deja. Anytime that he tries, it's just like talking to a blank wall. And if you guys have ever talked to a blank wall, there is no response. I would not suggest doing it though, because you will waste your time, and this is kind of like what Randall is doing with Deja, wasting his time. We do see that she has a really good liking towards Kevin. You know, she tells him, you know, I love your show, The Manny, and he's like, oh, what episode was it? Is it like, I don't even remember the names of the Manny episodes that he was talking about, but he's listing a bunch of them, and she's just like, you know, like when you're like with your friends and stuff, and a new movie has just came out and everybody's talking about it. They're like, yeah, I went to go see the new It movie, and you're like, oh, you know what, that movie's so cool, and they're like, what was your favorite scene? And the only thing you can recollect is just the, you know, the scenes that they showed like in the trailer and stuff like that, and everyone's like, okay, well, can you say something that's not in the trailer, like something that happened in the movie? So then you're like, oh, you know what, like I forgot. And yeah, well, it's happened a few times, but that's basically what it is with Deja. She has a really big crush on Kevin. They go to this event, again, Sophie's event. She gets all dolled up and she's just like hard eyes, I guess, for Kevin, because again, who wouldn't? Kevin's pretty good looking. She has a bunch of hard eyes for him. She's trying to eat shrimp and she's gonna eat like the tail of the shrimp, and everyone knows you're not supposed to eat it. Randall freaks out and, you know, is like, no, don't do that, and like he grabs her, and because he grabs her, she freaks out, goes to the restroom, hides out there for a good 30 minutes, maybe an hour, who knows, they didn't say what time it was, I'm just guesstimating. She goes into the restroom and she kind of needs her space. You know, Randall's being a little bit too suffocating, being too much Randall, because I mean, we see that Randall has had this problem with Kevin growing up as well. The dad would always tell Kevin, you know what, maybe you just need space from Randall, and he would tell Randall, just give him a space, and you know, your brother loves you. And it goes a little bit deeper into Randall's character as well, because we see that Randall is just too caring, and sometimes because he's too caring, he could be a little bit too suffocating. This is just really just focusing on him, giving people space, because he is Randall. He goes into the girls' bathroom after Deja to try to get her to come out. This is just illegal on all platforms because guys are just not allowed to go into the restroom. And I don't know if this has anything to do now with like the laws that you can now. Who knows? And Deja ends up explaining to him the reason why she freaked out. She does not like to be grabbed at all. In her other two houses that she was at, they were just very rough with her. She tells him about how one house had a magazine subscription and they used to beat her with with the magazines because they wouldn't bruise as much. So we learned a little bit more about Deja. We see that there is some dynamics to her. She's not just this cold dead person inside. It's actually, for me, I kind of got happy seeing her being all giddy and all girly around Kevin, because it just shows that deep down inside she is a normal girl like any other girl and would totally be fangirling over Kevin. Like I said, I have been fangirling over Kevin for a while now, so that just makes a lot more sense. Jack takes the kids out on a camping trip, and as he is out on this camping trip, Rebecca gets a phone call from the nursing home that Jack's dad is at with news that Jack's dad is dying. And because of, again, I think we all have an idea of how bad Jack and his father's relationship were. It's just not the best dynamic. She ends up calling Jack and tells him the news, and she's like, I don't know if you want to go visit him, and he's like, no, I don't, I'd rather be here with my sons. We see that, yeah, the dynamic that they had between each other is not really helping the situation at all. His dad was always a drunk, and there's a flashback of Jack in the car with his dad. They're supposed to go on a fishing trip, but what the dad does is he stops at a bar and is just drinking, right? So Jack is just inside the car just waiting, and we end up seeing, and this is just like, this was where I was like mind blown, because I would never knew this. You guys probably missed this, but Jack has a brother, and Jack's brother's name is Nicky, and this boy has glasses. And it's weird because throughout the past season we never knew that he had a brother. At least I didn't know that he had a brother. Later on in the episode we see that Jack goes to this box where he has like all his old army stuff, and there's dog tags in there, and there's a picture of Jack, and he is like the tank or whatever, like the soldier tank. Directly under him is his brother with glasses, and they show his uniform. It says Pearson on there. He has a brother, which I didn't know that he had. I mean, I'm guessing we're gonna find out a little bit more about the brother as we keep on progressing, but now it's all starting to make sense, because when Jack was talking to Kevin in the tent and he was telling him, you know what, you make so much more effort being mean to your brother when it's just so much easier if you're being nice. Like, at the end of the day, your brother is all that you have. And so I totally see this now, or I can connect it. Jack really didn't have his dad in his life. We see that he had his brother Nicky. Again, this just all ties into this whole family thing, like your family has you. This is why he was trying to give this message to his sons, like, you know what, you guys need to fix whatever it is that you guys have against each other. You need to fix it, because at the end of the day, that's all you have. I know my dad always tells me, and my sisters, well, mainly me, he will tell us that, you know what, like, at the end of the day, your sisters are your best friends, like, they're all you have. And so just did speak to me. I am going to try to be a little bit nicer to them. If you're watching this right now and you have a sibling, pause this, give it a like first of all, and then go and give your sibling a hug and tell them that you love them, because it is true. At the end of the day, they are your best friends, they have your back, and having a sibling is cool. Kate is at her meeting for people who are trying to lose weight. Again, we encounter the annoying skinny Madison, who, you know, has her life in total order but is always trying to fake that she's going through something so that people could feel bad for her. Throughout this meeting, Kate is just pointing out things to her. Madison is telling people about how her life has just been bad or whatever, but she met this guy and now she vapes, and Kate is telling her, like, you vape? Like, that's your problem? What is it? Like, okay, I think we all know that one person where they're like, woe is me, and it's like the dumbest thing ever, and you're like, okay, my world is falling apart, you know, I don't have a job, I'm failing all 3 of my classes, and you over here just saying that, you know, you broke a nail. Like, oh my god. So that's basically what's going on for Madison and Kate right now. Kate is going through this whole dynamic. She is pregnant. She's afraid that she might lose this baby. She has all these things on her mind, and all Madison can complain about is that she now vapes. So there's just this big dynamic. They end up leaving this meeting. They kind of had this minor confrontation outside, and as Kate gets into her car to back up, Madison gets in her car to back up as well, and they get into a minor fender bender, and Kate is in her car just hysterics because she's pregnant and they just got in this accident, and Madison is like, you know what, like, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm pregnant, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm pregnant. And Madison ends up being the one that is there for her. She, you know, congratulates her, she hugs her. Like, it's weird because sometimes the people that we can't stand, or the people that we didn't think would be the ones to be our like saving grace at that time, end up being the ones that are there. So maybe a friendship might spring out of this. You know, there are occasions where you do make a friend out of a incident that you didn't think would happen, and then you end up blossoming into a beautiful friendship. I know I've met a few friends that are like that. We are still friends, so if you guys know who you guys are, go ahead and give me a thumbs up for that as well. There's a flashback of Kevin inside the tent because that's where his dad sent him as punishment because he was being a jerk to his brother Randall. And as he's in here, he notices that Randall has a notebook, and on this notebook Randall has just taken notes about things to do and not do with Kevin. One of them that really stood out to me was don't touch Kevin's Game Boy. Now Kevin's always playing with his Game Boy, and this is, I'm guessing, very important to him because even as a punishment Jack told him like no Game Boy. Kevin reads this over and I don't know, something might have clicked or something like that, because then we see that he's out there making s'mores with his brother Randall, so there's that bonding thing. And Jack comes back from being on that phone call about his dad dying, and he sees his sons there bonding. Rebecca tells Jack's dying father that Jack is not going to be there, and she ends up walking out of the room but walks back in to say, you know what, you thought you screwed up Jack's life, but Jack ended up becoming a great husband and a great father, and just basically like hyping up her man. Like sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta hype up your man, give him credit when the credit is deserved. And we just know that Jack's dad was horrible, and because of that dynamic you would have thought that Jack would have been as careless as his father was, because you know you're led by example. But Jack ended up being totally different, being a model husband, my husband goals, and being a model father. So he ended up showing his dad like, you know what, you might have been totally messed up, but I'm not gonna be like you, I'm gonna be way better. Alright you guys, so we have came to the end of this video. You guys know the drill. Drop that like, do not forget to subscribe, hit the little bell so you guys can get notifications, and if you guys have any predictions, go ahead and let me know in the comment box below. We'll be talking, you might see your comment here. Again, I've been just amazed by the feedback that some of you guys have about your theories and stuff like that. So hopefully all of our little predictions and stuff will all come into play, and we'll be seeing them in future episodes. So like I said, this is gonna be it. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next.